10 European countries with the most U.S. visa rejections, shedding light on the factors influencing these refusals. U.S. visa rejections are a topic of interest for many, particularly in Europe, where many citizens apply for tourist, business, or student visas. The U.S. immigration system is complex, and there are numerous reasons why a visa may be denied, from administrative errors to failure to meet specific criteria. Understanding which European countries face the highest rejection rates helps highlight broader geopolitical, economic, and social trends. From visa fraud to the perception of risk, the reasons behind these rejections vary widely. In this video, we will explore the countries with the highest rates of visa refusals, the contributing factors, and the overall impact on those applying. Number 10. Serbia. Serbia, located in Southeast Europe, also sees a high rate of U.S. visa rejections. The reasons for this include a combination of economic challenges and a significant number of applicants who intend to migrate to the U.S. for better job opportunities or to escape political instability. The political situation in Serbia, while relatively stable, can also contribute to higher rejection rates, particularly for applicants with questionable backgrounds. Additionally, Serbia has a relatively high rate of illegal immigration to the U.S., which leads to increased skepticism among U.S. officials. Applicants from Serbia often fail to provide sufficient evidence of their intent to return to their home country, making it more difficult for them to secure visas. Number 9. Albania. Albania, a small country in Southeast Europe, has faced a growing number of U.S. visa rejections in recent years. The country's historical economic challenges, coupled with widespread corruption, have made it difficult for many Albanians to prove financial stability and strong ties to their home country, key factors in the U.S. visa application process. Furthermore, Albania has experienced significant immigration over the past decades, with many Albanians seeking better opportunities in the U.S. and other Western countries. This pattern of migration increases the likelihood of visa denials as U.S. officials remain cautious about approving visas for individuals who may not return to Albania. Additionally, Albania's recent inclusion in the European Union accession process has brought more scrutiny, leading to an increased focus on preventing potential illegal immigration. Number 8. Azerbaijan. Azerbaijan, another country in the South Caucasus, also experiences a high rate of U.S. visa rejections. The country's political and economic landscape plays a significant role in these rejections. Azerbaijan's political structure and limited political freedoms often contribute to a tense relationship with Western countries, which may influence the U.S. visa process. Furthermore, many Azerbaijani citizens are eager to migrate to the U.S. for better economic opportunities, which makes them more likely to face intense scrutiny during the visa application process. U.S. officials often question whether applicants from Azerbaijan will overstay their visas, especially given the country's high unemployment rate and its position as a source country for illegal immigration. Number 7. Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan, a large country in Central Asia, has also seen high rejection rates for U.S. visas. The U.S. government often places strict scrutiny on applicants from Kazakhstan due to concerns over potential illegal immigration and the country's relatively high poverty rate. As with many other countries in Central Asia, Kazakhstan faces issues related to corruption, which can complicate the visa process. Applicants who are unable to provide sufficient financial documentation or prove their intent to return to Kazakhstan face a higher chance of rejection. Additionally, Kazakhstan's political landscape, though relatively stable, still poses some challenges in terms of building trust with U.S. authorities, leading to a more cautious approach when processing visas. Number 6. Moldova. Moldova, one of Europe's poorest countries, has one of the highest visa rejection rates among European nations. Applicants from Moldova often face difficulties when applying for U.S. visas due to the country's weak economy, low average income, and high rates of emigration. U.S. authorities often question whether Moldovan applicants will return to their home country after their stay in the U.S., particularly when they fail to demonstrate strong economic or familial ties. Furthermore, Moldova's status as a country with a high rate of illegal immigration to the U.S. raises concerns about visa overstays. Moldovans often face challenges in proving that they will adhere to the terms of their visa, leading to increased denial rates. Number 5. Georgia. Georgia, located at the crossroads of Europe and Asia, has been another country with a relatively high rate of U.S. visa rejections. Similar to Armenia, applicants from Georgia face challenges in proving their financial stability and strong ties to their home country. The economy in Georgia is still developing, and many citizens have limited resources to demonstrate that they can support themselves during their time in the U.S. or afford the travel expenses. Additionally, like other former Soviet countries, Georgia has a history of high immigration rates, and this pattern of migration often raises concerns about applicants overstaying their visas. The U.S. Embassy in Tbilisi is particularly cautious about granting visas to applicants who may not have the necessary documentation or financial backing to meet the stringent requirements. Number 4. Armenia. Armenia, a small country in the South Caucasus, also sees a significant number of visa rejections for U.S. applicants. The high rejection rate in Armenia is often attributed to the country's economic challenges and limited access to information about the U.S. visa process. Many applicants from Armenia struggle to present the necessary financial documents or proof of strong ties to their home country, which are critical to the visa approval process. Additionally, some applicants seek to migrate to the U.S. due to political or economic reasons, which increases suspicion and the likelihood of denial. The U.S. Embassy in Armenia, like many in the region, conducts strict vetting processes, making it harder for certain individuals to secure a visa. For those applying for non-immigrant visas, such as tourist or business visas, the risk of visa overstays is a significant concern for U.S. authorities. Number 3. Belarus. Belarus is another country with a significant number of U.S. visa rejections. The country has long had a complex relationship with the West, particularly after the controversial presidential elections and the crackdown on opposition groups in 2020. The political environment in Belarus is often a factor in visa denials, as U.S. authorities are cautious about granting visas to citizens from countries with such unstable political climates. Additionally, Belarus faces high unemployment and economic challenges, which can make it difficult for applicants to demonstrate financial stability, a crucial requirement for U.S. visa approval. Applicants often fail to meet the conditions of the visa process, especially when it comes to proving strong economic ties and an intention to return to Belarus after their visit. This leads to an increased number of rejections from this country. Number 2. Ukraine. Since the annexation of Crimea by Russia in 2014 and the ongoing conflict in eastern Ukraine, Ukraine has seen a rise in the number of visa rejections. Although the situation is politically charged, the underlying reason for rejections is often related to the instability and uncertainty that affects the country. U.S. visa officers scrutinize applications from Ukraine more rigorously due to concerns about potential migration and the possibility of applicants overstaying their visas. This is particularly true for applicants from the conflict zones, where migration to the U.S. is seen as an escape from the war. Moreover, many Ukrainian applicants struggle to demonstrate their ties to Ukraine, especially in light of economic difficulties and instability. As a result, Ukraine consistently ranks among the European countries with a higher than average visa rejection rate. Number 1. Russia. Russia has been one of the European countries with the highest rate of U.S. visa rejections in recent years. This can be attributed to several factors, including political tensions between the two countries and the complex background checks that Russian nationals often undergo. A significant portion of visa denials is due to concerns over national security, as the U.S. authorities are cautious about granting visas to citizens from countries with strained diplomatic relations. In addition, the U.S. Embassy in Russia has been under heightened scrutiny, with security concerns playing a role in the denial of tourist and business visas. Moreover, applicants from Russia often face difficulties in proving that they have sufficient ties to their home country, a critical factor in the U.S. visa approval process. Economic instability in Russia and the increasing number of applicants trying to immigrate may also contribute to the rejection rates. Several European countries consistently experience high U.S. visa rejection rates due to a variety of political, economic, and social factors. While political tensions, migration patterns, and financial instability are common themes in these rejections, it is also crucial to note that the U.S. visa process is strict and applicants from many countries face intense scrutiny. Countries like Russia, Ukraine, and Belarus have experienced some of the highest rejection rates due to strained diplomatic relations and economic challenges. However, even countries with relatively stable economies, such as Azerbaijan and Serbia, face their own unique challenges when it comes to securing a U.S. visa. Understanding the reasons behind these rejections is key to navigating the complex and often difficult process of applying for a U.S. visa.